Hello viewers, my name is Neha and today I am going to talk about the concept of equalization levy. So what is equalization levy? Equalization levy is a tax on digital transactions by e-commerce companies such as Google, Facebook, Amazon, etc. Equalization levy was first introduced under Finance Act 2016. So what is covered under equalization levy? So the consideration received for online advertisement services earned by non-residents from Indian residents carrying on business exceeding rupees 1 lakh were charged at the rate of 6% of the consideration. Now Finance Act 2020 extended the scope of equalization levy to include all non-residents e-commerce operators providing e-commerce supply or services. So, from 1st April 2020, a non-resident e-commerce operator, for example, Amazon, is liable to pay equalization levy at the rate of 2% on the consideration received or receivable from e-commerce supply or services. But EL 2.0 does not apply to transactions already covered by Finance Act 2016. Equalization levy is applicable on sale of goods online or online provision of services or combination of both by non-resident e-commerce operators. EL 2.0 is applicable where non-resident e-commerce operators supply to persons resident in India or person using an Indian IP address or even non-residents in specific cases. Now let's talk about the threshold limit and tax rate. If the amount received for specified services is more than rupees 2 crores, then tax at the rate of 2% of the consideration received or receivable is to be charged. Now the charging is applicable if the services are availed for business purpose and not for personal purpose. So the due dates for compliance of tax to be deposited are: the tax which is deducted is required to be deposited by 7th of the next month. For example, tax deducted in the month of October is required to be deposited by 7th of November. Along with this, a statement in Form 1 is required to be furnished by 30th June of the financial year ended. So, for example, for the current financial year, that is 2021, Equalization Levy Statement in Form number 1 is to be submitted by 30th of June 2021. Finally, let's talk about what happens if you do not comply with these provisions. That is consequences of delayed payments. So there would be interest for delay in payment at the rate of 1% of the outstanding levy for every month or part thereof for the period of delay. Along with that, there are provisions for penalty for failure of payment. If the equalization levy is not deducted, then penalty is equal to the levy amount not deducted along with interest and the original amount of levy. If the equalization levy is deducted but it is not deposited, then penalty is equal to rupees 1000 per day, maximum up to the amount of equalization levy of course, along with interest and the original amount of levy. Now, penalty for not furnishing the statement, that is form number 1, is rupees 100 for each default day. And finally, there is also provisions of prosecution for furnishing false statement. So the provision is imprisonment up to a period of 3 years and along with an amount of fine. So that is all about equalization levy. Thank you very much.